Well, you'll be pleased to know that we're nearly at the end of what I hope you'll agree has been another successful annual meeting. We've had two fascinating and excellent guest speakers. We've been brought up to date with all the latest news from NFWI. We've got a brand new and important campaign to work on, mental health. And I hope some of you have indulged in a bit of retail therapy. Over the past year, I've been fortunate enough to be invited to several federations, many of them celebrating their centenaries: Dorset, Leicestershire and Rutland, Warwickshire, Hampshire, Huntingdon and Peterborough, Northumberland, Derbyshire, Nottinghamshire, and only last Thursday, Kent, West Kent. The board and I were delighted to welcome the Federation Chairman or Vice Chairman of the 15 federations celebrating their centenaries in 2017 and 2018 to be our guests at lunch today, and they were all presented with a certificate to commemorate this historic milestone. I've also visited the Isle of Man Federation and been to the Wales Conference, as well as 6 WI centenaries: Milford-on-Sea in Hampshire, Meriden in West Midlands, Stoneleigh and Harbury, both Warwickshire, St Giles in Shropshire, and Kennington in Kent, East Kent. This last one included a garden safari, and then I unveiled a sundial in the garden of their WI hall. That's a first for a NFWI Chair, I think. I should have also gone to Buxted WI, East Sussex, but the beast from the east beat me to it. Talking of unveiling, at one of my first official duties last year, I was honoured to unveil a blue plaque to Lady Denman on the Victory Hall in Balcombe, West Sussex. This had been organised by West Sussex Federation, and it was wonderful to meet some members who actually remembered Lady Denman, as their parents had worked at the big house when they were children. They fondly told tales of a kind, gracious and generous lady. Inside the hall is a wonderful fresco by the artist Neville Lytton, a friend of Lady Denman, and in fact she's featured in one of the scenes. It's well worth a visit. Another place well worth a visit is just down the road from here. Cumbrombill Ladies WI from Glamorgan Federation have organised the most wonderful exhibition called Women in World War I, and that's in Margam Abbey near Port Talbot. I was very privileged to be asked to the opening last month, and I was absolutely overwhelmed by what they'd done. It's a fascinating exhibition and runs until November, so do go and see it if you can. It'd make a great WI outing. Everywhere I've gone, I've been given the warmest of welcomes and the most delicious food. I've loved meeting all the members, and I even got a kiss from Anton Dubek. But not Hugh Edwards. One of the things I love about the WI is its quirkiness, and that's popped up all over the place, with members past and present taking part in pageants, carnivals and shows. My fellow board member Gerald Stone and I even took part ourselves with Warwickshire in Shakespeare's birthday parade in Stratford, dressed as calendar girls, and I stress the word dressed. These weird and wonderful goings-on have been there from the start. There's a wonderful piece in A Grain of Mustard Seed, which is a book which catalogues the early years of the WI in Wales. It quotes the writer John Buchan, he of the 39 Steps fame, as saying, "If you met your wife on the stairs, dressed as Cleopatra, or looked out of the window and saw a group of camels on the lawn, you just said to yourself, well, well, that's one of the activities of the Women's Institute." Nothing changes, does it? In all our training these days, whether it's for WI advisors or Federation officers, we include a session on equality and diversity. We want to build a fairer and more just WI, and we need the leaders of our organisation to show the way by living up to our ideals of tolerance, truth, fellowship and justice. Nothing short of that should be tolerated. And that was at the heart of many, and that's at the heart of many WI activities. And many of you will have been to the showing of the film Cake, made by Birchgrove WI Glamorgan Federation as part of the Iris Prize project last night, and I gather that was a great success, so well done to them. There's a real sense of age being left at the door, along with anything else that might define us in our everyday life, like background, culture, race, religion, politics, or even work or marital status. All women, and anyone living as a woman, should not only be accepted into the WI, but welcomed and celebrated. The WI is a place where women can be themselves, surrounded by other supportive women. Many members welcome the opportunity to meet people of different ages, as well as different cultures and backgrounds, and lots of members say it's the only chance they get to mix with women of different generations, and it's these friendships that make the WI unique. The WI as an organisation is evolving, just as it always has over the last 103 years, and always will do in the future. But in order for it to thrive, as an organisation, we have to change. Many of our members are working women and will be working later in life, while others have childcare or caring commitments during the day. So we must adapt our working practices to encourage these members to get involved in governance at all levels. It's no good us moaning that we don't get volunteers to serve on our WI committees, our federation committees, or even our national committees, if all the meetings are held during the day on a weekday. We know that change isn't always popular, but without change, the WI wouldn't have made it this far. And it's no good saying, well, if we get someone who can't make a daytime meeting, then we'll change, because no one's going to come forward until changes are seen. We've got plans at the NFWI to lead by example, so watch this space. And there's one more centenary we're celebrating this year, and that's 100 years of the NFWI employing staff. We've always been fortunate with our staff team, and the current team is no exception. Every staff member, whether they're at the NFWI headquarters in London, at Denman and the NFWI unit, at NFWI Wales here in Cardiff, or at your own federation offices, everyone is dedicated and committed to providing a service for all of us members. They are the unsung heroines and heroes of this organisation, and without them, we would grind to a halt. I particularly want to thank those staff who've worked so hard to make today a success, and that pretty much includes all of them. Anyone who's ever run a WI event, and that's probably most of us in this hall today, will know that it takes weeks, sometimes months, of preparation and planning, and the day itself is just the tip of the iceberg. However, I must single out one staff member who's done most of the organisation for today, and that's our events officer, Fiona Lamb. She's done a tremendous job making sure that everything is in place and that all the I's have been dotted and all the T's crossed, and she's done it all with such good humour, and she never gets ruffled. Thank you, Fiona. Don't know where she is, but thank you. But there are two other staff members I want to mention, and this mention is tinged with sadness, as this will be the last NFWI annual meeting for both of them. Val Andrews, the head of the NFWI unit at Denman, is retiring at the end of this year after nearly 20 years working for the NFWI. Many WI advisors and federation officers will know Val as the fount of all knowledge at the unit, and she's also supported the national training team throughout this time. On a personal note, she kept me very much on the straight and narrow during my time as chair of the training committee. Val, we're going to miss you, but we wish you well in your retirement. Some of you will already know that Yana Osborne, our General Secretary, is also retiring at Christmas, this time after 29 years with the NFWI, the last 23 as General Secretary. Yana has been the rock of the WI during that time. Her knowledge of the Constitution, charity law, and other legislation, as well as the WI itself, is second to none. Her support to the board during all those years has been unfailing, and her support to me personally since I took over as chair has been immense. Yana, it goes without saying that we will miss you when the time comes, and we will certainly miss your wealth of knowledge, but on behalf of all WI members, thank you for everything you've done for us all. And although Yana isn't leaving us for another 6 months, I've got a little present for her, which is particularly from Wales. So thank you very much, Yana. And I've got one for Val as well. Do you want to come up? I can't tell you what it is, but it does involve eating. Welsh cakes. Thank you also to my fellow officers, Julia, Anne and Pat, and all my fellow board members for their unflinching support over the last year. Through thick and through thin, we've made a great team. As you'd expect, they're all strong-willed women, so it is a bit like herding cats at times, but they're a dedicated bunch who are WI through and through, and we have a bit of fun as well. I was asked at an event recently, how does your husband cope with you being so busy? I replied, well, he's very good at driving a microwave. He's also very good at making sure I get out of bed on time to catch early morning trains and at picking me up from the station late at night. Thank goodness he's also a great fan of the WI, so thank you, John, for all your support. When I took over from Janice a year ago, she gave me some words of wisdom. She told me I would be busy, tick. She told me it would be challenging, tick. She told me that sometimes I'd be out of my comfort zone, tick. But she also told me that I would be proud on a daily basis to be leading the largest and most influential women's organisation in the country, double tick. I've been proud to represent you at several prestigious events, including meetings at Westminster and the House of Commons, and a visit to Number 10. I've been proud to hear on those occasions what decision makers and legislators think of the WI, and I can tell you it's all good. When you hear someone like Frank Field MP, who doesn't suffer fools gladly, announce, if anyone can get things done, it's the WI, then you know we're on the right track. And I've been proud to go to meetings with our campaigns partners who really value what we're doing and respect our views. But most of all, I'm so proud of all of you, us, the members. When I look at your pages on social media or meet you at Federation and WI events that I've been to in the last year, I've been so proud to see what a difference you're all making in your communities, what a difference you're all making to each other's lives, and how much you all enjoy your WI. In fact, you're all having a ball. And though it might not say so in as many words in the Constitution, surely that's what the WI is all about. Diolch yn fawr, thank you.